Namaste and welcome to our basic yoga flow. So we're going to start in seated meditation position. Roll the shoulders in backward circles. And just like with any other yin yoga posture, find your edge here. So if it feels better to sit on a block or a blanket or a cushion, please feel free to do so. And then once you get your spine straight and your shoulders feel relaxed, let the shoulders drop, close the eyes, and just start to tune into how you're feeling today. So notice any sensations within the body, noticing thoughts within the mind. We just step back and become the witness. This creates space for us to move and breathe today, to tap into our creativity and our intuition. Good. Relax your forehead, relax your eyes. Good. Swallow to relax the throat. Let the teeth part slightly. And just feel the breath by your nose going in and out. This is Anapana meditation. Just become aware that you're breathing and let this be your anchor into the present moment today. Feel the breath by your nose. So it's just a sensation of breath skimming across the skin as it enters, the breath enters and exits the nostrils. So notice where you feel it, and if you can't find it, you can always deepen your breath for a few moments. Feel that sensation and then let the breath return to its natural rhythm. So we're trying to tune into the more subtle sensations of our body. Move into our pranayama. It's called Dirga Pranayama. It's a 3-part breath. And we'll begin with the belly. As we inhale, feel your belly expand. And as you exhale, draw the belly muscles back. And begin again, breathing in, belly expands. And breathing out, belly contracts. And just soft breaths in to flood the blood with oxygen. Squeeze the belly back gently to push out toxins and tension and old stale air, and just continue like that, please. A few rounds on your own, nice and steady, nice and slow. Okay, now let's breathe into the rib cage, the second part. Feel your ribs spread out as you inhale. As you exhale, just relax. Breathing in, feel your ribs expand. Breathing out, just relax, and just continue like that, please. Opening up the intercostal muscles between the rib bones. And creating more of a wider breath. So we're not just laterally, or we're not just breathing up and down, we're breathing out to the sides, out to the laterals. Good, so feel the breath moving in that direction now. Breathe out, just let go. Okay, now let's take it to the third part, the chest. So as you inhale, feel the chest rise. And as you exhale, let it fall. And just continue like that, opening up the heart center. Remember to try to fill all the way up to your clavicles and your collarbones. Good. Breathing peace into our hearts. Breathing out, letting go of what we don't need. And each exhale today in every pose. All right. Now we're going to connect the 3 parts together. We're going to fill the belly and then the ribs and then the chest. Pause. Empty chest, ribs, belly draws back and pause. Now, find a rhythm that feels good for you right now as you fill and empty like a glass. And just a few rounds on your own. Beautiful. Good. Now, arms to a T, palms up. And as you inhale, reach up, grab a hold of one of your dreams above your head, hands together. And as you exhale, pull the hands down to the heart center. Drop that idea, that want, that desire into your heart center, and then set it as your intention. What do you want today? What do you need today? Ask for it. This is my intention. Maybe it's to work hard. Maybe it's to relax more today. Maybe it's to have a productive day. Maybe you're spending time with someone special and you want that to turn out in a certain way. right? Doesn't have to be huge, doesn't have to be big, it can be something small. Right, say thank you for what you're asking for, whatever it might be. Thank you for fill in the blank. Because we have to believe, right? We want to fake it till we make it. Thank you, I deserve this, I want this. This is my desire. Let's bring the hands to the forehead to touch. Thoughts will be there, but they're not who you are. Just watch, be the witness to your thinking. Hands back to the heart center. Start with an Om, breathe in. Om. Beautiful. Now let's make our way to our hands and knees. Bring your blocks towards the top of your mat and just come to table pose. Remember, the blanket is across the center of your mat, wider than the mat. The blocks are at the top. Placing your hands flat, knees under hips, hands are flat, fingers spread out. And as you inhale, drop your belly, lift the tail and chin. As you exhale, round your back, chin towards the chest, tail under, belly in. Go back and forth slowly like that at your own pace. In with peace, out with what you don't need today. So we're just lengthening and decompressing the spine right now. Now our first pose today is going to be swan pose. So we're going to slide the right knee forward, right toes to the left, and drop the right hip down to the mat. And I'll just turn this way, easier to see. We want that right leg in 90 degrees. So line up your thigh with the side of your mat. Line up the shin with the top. The back knee is just gently bent out to the side of the room. Now, if you're feeling a lot of pressure in your left hip, start to move forward using your blocks. That'll take some of that pressure off. But please make sure your front leg is relaxed before you start adding more intensity by folding forward. This is a 5-minute hold. Find your edge, close your eyes, and get still. So we find the edge, first principle. Sweet discomfort is the goal. Muscles are relaxed at the edge. You can breathe softly in and out. Okay. Second principle is become still. So find that place of sweet discomfort and then become still in that sweet discomfort and at that edge. 5 on a scale of 1 to 10. 2 reasons to move. If it gets too hard or easy, come out a little or go in a little. Now be the witness to your thinking. Watching thoughts come and go like clouds through the sky, maybe supporting the forehead with a tall block, if you'd like. Working on our IT band on the outside of the thigh. This is where the gallbladder meridian is. All the way down the side body, all the way down the side of the leg to the foot. Feel that stretch, maybe in your bum, you feel the piriformis muscle stretching as well in the glutes. Okay, that's our first minute. So if you're already feeling like it's too easy, go down lower. If you're all the way down, you can start sliding your back knee back a little at a time. Stay at your sweet place that feels just right today. It's different every day. So this is our outer rotation, rolling the hip joint outward, the thigh bone rather outward within the hip, within the socket of the hip. Wiggle your right toes, making sure that you're staying relaxed, that the muscles are relaxed so the joint tissue takes on the pressure. Okay, that's 2. We have 3 to go. I'm going to get quiet so you can have your own experience. Remember to adjust it according to how it feels. Keep coming back to your 5. Deep breaths in. Relax as you exhale, 90 seconds left. Remember, pressure is good. Pain means we've gone too far. 30 seconds. See if you can let go a little bit more. Okay, now to come out of this pose, we just want to gently crawl back towards the thigh. Sit up straight, lean to the right, and then bring both legs out in front of you. So nice, soft, gentle, conscious movement. Shake your legs out a little bit. Feel the difference between the right and left leg. And then place your feet flat for windshield wipers, knees tip side to side. We're going to take a seated twist next. So we're going to straighten the right leg and put the left foot flat. Hold on to the front of your left knee and then lift out of your waist by drawing your belly in. Place your left hand behind your back, holding the left knee with the right hand. Keep the belly in, ribs lifted, start to turn to your left gently. So you're holding onto your knee for support, hand behind the back. Turn your ribs, your chest, and lastly your chin. Maybe even flexing your right foot, pulling the toes back towards your face. Good. Squeeze the pelvic floor if you'd like. You can even hook your elbow and push instead if that feels good. And then we'll inhale to the front and exhale to the right when you're ready. Counter pose. Next is reverse table. Hands and feet flat. Hands can face whatever direction feels natural. Feet are hip distance. And let's slowly lift and squeeze. Remember, you can do bridge pose instead if this is too strong today. Let your head fall back if it's comfortable for your neck and breathe. Keep it simple. Placing the hips on the ground. Seated meditation for a moment. Shake your hands out. Get the tension out of the wrists. Roll the shoulders again. And then let's take a cleansing breath. Inhale. Okay, let's roll back to table, cats and cows. Hands and knees up and down, just a couple rounds. Moving side to side, just anything that feels good right now. Beautiful. Just tuning back into the body. Now let's slide the left knee to the left wrist, left toes move to the right. Drop the hip down to the mat, pull your right knee up, and then pull your left foot up across from the knee, lining up the thigh with the side of the mat, the shin with the top. Back legs nice and relaxed, front legs relaxed. Use your blocks in front of you to move forward if you need more pressure to be at your edge. Okay, it's a 5-minute hold. Find your edge, get still, and breathe. I'll take care of the time element, which is the third principle. So 5 minutes, nice intermediate time to hold the practice, to hold the poses rather. See if you can breathe into your belly. Relax as you exhale. Keep it simple. So watch the thoughts. Listen to the body. Feel your breath. Senses inward, pratyahara.
Nice steady breath, playing your edge by going in a little or coming out a little if the sensation changes. So really listen to the body, pay attention to how it feels, let the thoughts move to the background. Be present with your body right now, your breath. 2 minutes, 3 to go. "90 seconds left. Spend this time with your body and breath. This is quality time for yourself. Nurturing and nourishing your body, mind, and spirit just by paying attention. All right, let's slowly walk the hands back if you're folding forward. Lean to your left this time, drag your right leg forward, and let the legs relax in front of you. And just see if you can notice any differences, any tingling or lightness. You can bounce the knees gently on the mat. Place the feet flat, hip distance. Let the knees tip side to side slowly. Be in control of your movement. Yin is about slowing down and letting go. Let's take the second side of the seated twist. This time the left leg is straight and the right foot is flat. Hold on in front of your right knee and then suck your belly in. It's called Uddiyana Bandha. Hold on to the right knee with the left hand back. Lift out of your ribs, keep the belly drawn in as you turn to your right. So I like to start with my ribs and then move my chest and lastly the chin. Remember that the neck, the cervical spine is the most flexible part of your spine. So that means it's more open to injury. So we have to be careful. If you want more pressure, the left elbow can hook outside the right knee. Please make sure you keep your right hip on the ground though. You could take a mudra with that left hand if it's free. Good. Turn back to the front when you're ready with an inhale. Turn to the left with an exhale. And then we'll take our second reverse table, hands and feet flat. Lift and squeeze when you're ready. Remember, move slow in and out of every pose, including this one, which is a yang posture. Let your head fall back if it feels nice. Keep breathing. And then when you're done, come down, shake out the hands. Get the tension out of the wrists, roll the shoulders backwards. And then let's take our second cleansing breath. Breathe in. All right, let's get into the second sequence of our flow. Coming to your hands and knees. Again, for table pose, make sure your blocks are at the top of the mat. And then just start to move through your cows and cats again. Just up and down, nice and slow. In with peace as you inhale, tail and chin up. Exhale what you don't need as you round your back, tuck your tail, bring your chin down, and squeeze your belly back. Just go back and forth, nice and slow and steady. The slower you move, the more body awareness you're going to develop, and the more focused your mind will become. Okay, now this sequence starts with thread the needle. So we're going to bring the right arm up, place the right arm on the floor behind the left wrist, shoulder down, right side of the face or head. Making sure to keep the hips right over the knees so we're not jamming into our shoulder. We also don't want to sit back because that limits the rotation of the ribs. All right, so we're working on the upper body meridians, the heart and lungs and intestines, pericardium, which is a sac covering the heart, and the sand-jiao meridians. And this is for your upper back, your thoracic spine, and your shoulders. So first side, right shoulder stretching all the way from fingertips, maybe even to the spine there between the shoulder blades. You could lift the left arm if you need more pressure, tuck it behind your back. You could use the left hand in front of you for support or use a blanket or block. All right, well, stay here for 2 minutes and just relax and breathe, letting the shoulder start to open, the upper spine. Wherever you're feeling it is where it's healing. Now let's place the left hand in front of the face. We'll just rewind this pose. Sweep the right arm out and up and stay there and breathe. Pushing the left hand down, stretching the right arm to the sky. That's a counter pose. Now step your right foot back, easy side plank. And let the right arm fall back, opening the chest even more in the front of the shoulder, letting the head hang. If this is too hard, you could always put a block underneath the bottom hand. So do what feels good with the top arm. Maybe the arm goes over the ear, stretching through your waist more. Or you could also reach back towards your back foot to pull the shoulder away from the neck and stretch the side of the neck. What feels good? Keep breathing. So our first sequence addressed our outer rotation of the hip. Now we're moving into our extension of the hip. So let's come down and take a big step forward with the right foot. We're going to start with baby dragon. Slide your back knee back. And just let your body rest against your right thigh with your hands on either side of the foot. You can place a block inside the space between the floor and the back thigh for support. And then if you feel like you need room for your chest, move your chest inside your right knee and maybe put a block straight up and down under your left elbow, or two stacked even if that feels better, more secure. Now we're just going to stay here for 2 minutes. Let's keep breathing. So we'll do two baby, two high, two low. Let your body start to acclimate as we stretch through the hip flexors, quadriceps of the back leg. Your back toes can curl under or point, whatever feels natural. All right, we're stimulating stomach and spleen energy through those meridian channels with this pose. So let's breathe. You can drop your head if you'd like or hold it up. What feels nice? That's what we're looking for. Space of sweet discomfort. Once you find it, just become still, relax, breathe, concentrate, meditate on your body and breath. So this is the easiest of the three versions that we typically practice in this class. So if you were injured or tired or you just felt you wanted something softer, you could just do this for the whole 6 minutes. So this is baby dragon, using the thigh for support. Now to go to high dragon from this pose, simply place the hands on the blocks on either side of your mat with the palms on the tops of the short end of the block, and then lift up. Okay, we're trying to keep the hips in the same position. You may need to adjust the block in front of your back leg or maybe change the position of your back foot. Okay, 2 minutes, starting right now. Now you could roll your shoulders backwards here. You could place your elbow on your knee instead, your thigh. Maybe turning your head side to side for a little extra neck work. Now we're compressing the lower back as we lift up like this and increasing the intensity in the front of the back leg. If it gets too strong, just come forward more. If you want more pressure, lean back more, but make sure you lift up as you lean back. You could also drop your elbow, or your ear rather, towards your opposite shoulder. And just go side to side or hold it there if that feels good. So ear to shoulder, feeling the opposite side stretch, and then make it your way to the other side. So this would be considered lateral flexion of the neck, side bending. Now you could also make circles with your chin. Just make sure we have 1 minute left, that you take time to go in both directions and move slow. All right, we're going to make our way back to baby dragon just to use that thigh for support. Place the blocks inside your foot, either stacked on top of each other, sideways or flat, and then climb your elbows to your blocks. Walk your right foot out to the right. Let's hang out here for 2 more minutes. Good. Keep breathing. Slow, steady breaths in and out through the nose. Practice staying present with your Anapana meditation. In and out. In with peace and out with what you don't need. Let it go. Now, if you feel a lot of pressure in your shoulders, you may need just to go down lower. So you can shift the pressure more to the hips, which is what we're working here. The front leg is in flexion, the back leg is in extension. This pose is really good for your back bends and really good for your lower back, any lower back tension. Good. 45 seconds. Okay, now let's straighten the arms and pull the hips back to half splits. Taking the pressure off the left hip and just bow over your front leg. So just allowing your body to bow forward, let your head hang, feel the stretch in the back of the right leg. Working on the urinary bladder meridian here on the right. Take it back to table and let's begin again. Hands and knees for cows and cats. So inhale, exhale again. Just breathe. Nice, slow, steady breaths. Beautiful. Now let's get into the left side of our thread the needle. Left arm goes up. Left arm on the floor behind the right wrist, shoulder down. Left side of the face or head. Okay, and let's just relax and breathe. Checking in with ourselves to notice how we feel. And then if we need more pressure, lifting the right arm and threading it behind the back. Or using the right hand in front of you for support. Okay, let's stay for 2 minutes and really twist open in this direction of the upper back. Stay heavy on the right knee. So you can pull the right shoulder back, but stay heavy on the right knee so you don't fall back. Maybe even pushing down to the back of the left arm if you want to intensify this pose. But sweet discomfort is always the goal. So we can help to unlock the heart chakra here in the upper back as we're twisting through the thoracic spine behind the heart chakra. Tapping into love and compassion for ourselves today. 1 more minute. Let's place the right hand back in front of the face. Sweep the left arm out from under you slowly and up to the sky. And just hold it there, pushing down through the right hand, lifting up through the left. You can do what feels good with your neck. And when you're finished, step the left foot back. Easy side plank. So take your time, do what feels good with that top arm. Using your right toes behind you like a kickstand. You can let your head hang, maybe looking up or down or straight ahead. You can also move your head in the yes and no positions. Keep breathing. Okay, now as you come back to table, just step the left foot through to the top of the mat for our second side of dragon sequence. So stepping forward, letting your hips melt into the pose until you find your edge, and then using your block to hold yourself in that place. Okay, hands on either side of the foot, front knee over front ankle, and just hang here. Maybe a block under the right elbow this time. Okay, we have a 6-minute hold, 2 in each pose. You can adjust that if you want it to be more intense. Nice, steady breaths. In and out through the nose. So it's supposed to be uncomfortable, and the uncomfortableness will trigger thoughts, right, and emotions. So we try to witness that. Just witness your thinking so you can be in control of your movements. Maybe moving your head around in this one. You can rock your chin like a pendulum, or let the head simply hang. Remember, we're stretching through our hip flexors and quads. The hip flexors lift the knee as you walk and take a step forward. They get short from sitting all day or sitting at all. If you're a runner, this part of the body is continuously used every time you lift your knee to propel yourself forward. So repetitive use can shorten that area of the body. This can stretch it out. Keep on breathing, just a few more breaths. We're going to go to high dragon next. So take your blocks, put them underneath your hands, and bring the blocks back, because as you lift up, you'll want your blocks under your hands in the upright position. All right, front knee over front ankle. Let's square the hips to the front of the mat. Maybe relax the shoulders. Try to have the block in front of your leg supporting you so you're not pushing down hard into your hands. Your left elbow can rest on your thigh if that helps. Okay, 2 minutes, start now. Let's breathe. Remember, you adjust this one by coming forward if it's too hard or leaning back if it's too light. And just work on relaxing into it. That's all. Through the 2 minutes, just breathing and relaxing. Working at a 5, not an 8 or 9. Okay, now you can do your neck work again or something different. Turning your head side to side would be the twisting of the cervical spine. Remember, you can drop your ear towards your shoulder to stretch the opposite side of the neck for side bends. You could also do circles or maybe just ups and downs, which would be a back bend and a forward fold for your neck. Good. Just a few more breaths and we'll go to our low dragon. So this is called a dragon cycle. So we'll just lean onto the left thigh, baby dragon, put the blocks inside your front foot, whatever level you think you need, and place the elbows on the blocks. Walk your left foot out to the left a little bit to make room for the left shoulder, And maybe your right knee even slides back to drop the hips lower. All right, we have 2 minutes. Let's breathe. Nice steady breaths. Try to breathe into your belly. We're waking up our part of the nervous system that helps us to rest and digest life and food. The parasympathetic. So this is another reason to work at the 5, so we don't excite the nervous system. Keeping the muscles relaxed. Breathing deeply. 30 seconds. All right, let's shift the hips back slowly and bow over the left leg, letting the head hang. Take a few deep breaths, feel the energy from the heel to the neck. And then we'll go back to child's pose to take a rest. So sitting on your feet, knees can be together or apart, and then just bow forward. Your forehead can be on a block, your hands are fist stacked, or maybe the mat. Just let go completely. Take a few deep breaths into your back body. So we've had 2 spinal twists already and 4 hip openers. Our external rotation and our extension of the hip. We're going to work into the internal rotation next. So let's come on up to table, hands and knees. Remember, your blanket's wider than your mat for this pose. And then take your blocks and slide them back, whatever level you might need for frog pose. So they can be stacked or sideways, or maybe even flat. Let's have the 3rd block or your 2nd block at the top of the mat. Hands are flat. Let's take some cows and cats again, up and down, nice and slow. Breathe in peace, breathe out, let go. Good. Now look where your hands are on the table and place your elbows exactly where the palms were. So your shoulders are over your elbows, hips over knees. Start to slide the knees apart on the blanket, straight out to the side, allowing your body to rest against your props. So you really shouldn't even need your arms, right? Once the body is on the props. So if it's too hard to get to the props, raise them up a little by stacking them instead of having them sideways. The 3rd block goes under the forehead, and we're going to stay here for 5 minutes, get a nice internal rotation of the hips, and stimulate kidney and liver energy on the inner thighs. We're also waking up the groin, which is where the root chakra lies. Now let your feet just relax for the first minute or so, tuning into how it feels. Taking nice soft breaths, tapping into your breath, tapping into the present. Right there below the nose, Anapana meditation. Feel this breath. Now, if you feel like you need more pressure at any point, you could just start to separate your feet a little bit at a time. Just keep an eye on your knees, because if it starts coming into your knees more, feet go back closer together again, pointed. So you could flex your feet and turn the toes out. Make sure your heels don't go any wider than your knees. Okay, that's our first minute. We have 4 left. Let's keep breathing, relaxing, and just enjoying your practice. This is frog pose. Okay, we're halfway there. Remember, if it gets a little bit strong, bring your toes closer together. A little easy, you can separate your feet or go down lower. Just try to keep your torso even with the mat, so you can stay in control of the pressure in the inner thighs. Nice steady breaths. One more minute, keep breathing. You could take the block out here and just hold it without the prop if you wanted more of a challenge, or if it's getting really easy for you. Now get your elbows back underneath your shoulders and just take the blocks out, staying in the pose. And then simply lean forward, letting your hips come forward into your belly, rest against the mat, and then slowly bring the legs back together. Being careful with this tissue. Let's turn the head to the right and relax the arms by our sides, palms up. And close your eyes. Take some diaphragmatic breaths, breathing in and out of the belly. All right, let's prop ourselves up on the elbows for Sphinx pose. So elbows under shoulders, the hands can be together or they can be flat. What feels good? Rock your hips side to side, massaging your lower back and your sacrum. And you can hold your head up here, maybe even using a block under the forehead if you need support for the neck, or you're welcome to let your head hang and maybe sway the chin gently side to side like a pendulum. Remember, these are all just suggestions. You're here listening to your body and doing what feels right for you. Now let's place the hands flat. If you'd like to go further, that is, you can stay right here. Lock the legs, squeeze the butt, and then with the hands flat, just lift the elbows off the mat. This is called seal pose, pushing your hands down, lifting up through the ribs, chest, and chin as you distribute the back bend across your spine, not just in the lower back. If it gets too strong, bring the elbows back down, and they should land right under your shoulders. Now stay as long as you like, and when you're finished, just turn your head the other way to the left, arms next to your body if that's comfortable, palms up, and take a few more diaphragmatic breaths. All right, hands under shoulders. We're going to push up to table and sit in child's pose for a counter pose for our back bends, just for a few moments. You could always use a block under your forehead here, or even a block under the seat if you're heels. Now let's walk the hands back and sit either on the feet or on the block. So you could take a block and slip it between the feet. You could take 2 blocks and stack them and sit on the blocks that way. It just depends on how your feet and knees feel today. So you're finding a place you can relax for your ankle stretch. The tops of the feet are opening. We're moving into the 4th sequence, which is our flexion, right, with the footwork. So feel the tops of the feet opening, feel the knees stretching, the quadriceps. If you can sit directly on the feet, just stay and relax and breathe. If you're on a block, do the same. Try to relax your feet, relax your body, and take deep, slow breaths in and out, just like the beginning of class. And then if you need more pressure, you're always welcome to lean back a little bit. That's if you're sitting on the feet, not the blocks. Be careful with your knees if you're on the blocks. And maybe the knees even lift off the mat. So 2 different stretches. This one gets into the ankles. Leaning back with the knees on the floor, stretch your quadriceps, the tops of your thighs. So this would be kind of going back into a little bit of an extension. Now when you're ready, we're going to lean forward, wiggle the feet around a little, and then turn the toes under for toe stretch. Start to walk back. Feel the stretch in the bottoms of the feet now. The toes are where all the lower body meridians begin or end. Hands can stay in front of you, or maybe they climb onto your thighs. But remember, sweet discomfort is always the goal in every pose. Keep breathing wherever you go. Good. Now we're going to lift to a little squat and just hang out here. If this is too strong, keep the knees down for a few more moments. Or you can just make your way up to standing. We'll be there in a moment. So in this little squat, you can be on your fingertips. You can let your head hang to stretch the back of the neck again. But this one really is a good one for stretching the calf muscles, the back of the lower legs. Okay, now very slowly, I want you to walk your hands up your legs, bringing yourself to standing behind your blanket, and get your feet hip distance so you feel comfortable. Kind of like you're standing in line at the grocery store, nothing extreme. Now feet are facing forward, we're going to bend the knees, and then place the elbows on top of the knees. We want to tilt the tail up like we did in our cow stretch, and this is going to target the hamstrings instead of the lower back, right? We want to keep the lower back safe by keeping it flat and really getting the tension out of the back of the legs. Okay, we have 3 minutes here. So this is the first option. Now, if you want to go deeper into the upper back and neck and you're not dizzy, let your head hang. And just feel the upper back and the neck stretching. A second option would be to place a block on top of your thighs and let your ribs rest against the block. And maybe let your arms hang or hold your opposite elbows. Or even bring your hands behind your back if you like. And third option is just to dangle forward. This is our dangling pose, by the way. Getting into the flexion of the hips. All forward folds are flexions. So stretching through the urinary bladder meridian, the hamstrings, the spine tissue, depending on where you're feeling it. Let's breathe. So 3-minute hold here. Now, if your head is hanging, you're welcome to shake your head slowly, yes. Saying yes to your body today, yes to your life. Shake your head no to the negative thoughts, maybe old programming. Just letting it go today. Good. That's the first minute, 2 to go. Now, to adjust the pose wherever you are, you could bend the knees more or less. You could also bring the weight forward or back in your feet. Try to find your stillness. We're halfway there. Keep breathing. Good, just 45 seconds left. Tell yourself you've got this. You can do this. Keep breathing in and out. Make your intuitive adjustments. Now gently put your hands on the floor in front of you and make your way back to child's pose just for a moment, allowing the energy from that last sequence to settle. Take a few breaths in and out through the nose. All right, let's sit up on the feet for a moment, drop the hips to one side, come into seated meditation, and then just close your eyes and just notice how you feel now. We worked the 4 directions of the hips. We had 2 spinal twists. And just notice if this position we started in today feels any different. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose for a cleansing breath, out through the mouth. Okay, let's place the blocks behind us. One is sideways, one straight up and down. And we're going to lay back on the props with a block right behind the chest, so you feel like your heart is being lifted. And the other block can go behind your head or your neck. And then feel free to straighten your legs or maybe bring the feet together, knees open. What feels good today? If you're feeling pinching in your back, just lift your hips, tuck your tail, and put your hips back down. Arms can be by your side, straight out, or even allowing them to hang over the head if that feels nice. All right, let's close the eyes. We'll just be here for 2 minutes. Close your eyes and take rest. Let the breath breathe you. Relaxing your forehead, relaxing your eyes.
Maybe it's swallowing to moisten the throat, and then let your teeth part to relax your jaws. Good. Let your shoulders drop, arms and legs get heavy. Belly and chest get soft. Just remind yourself there's no place to go, nothing to do right now. You're just practicing being. Witnessing your thoughts, witnessing sensation, breath. Dropping into our awareness. Now, without moving, just start to deepen each breath and feel the breath going into this open, relaxed body now. Breathe out, relax even deeper. Skim the thumbs across your fingertips. Notice you're more sensitive, more aware, and stretch the arms to the sky and over your head if you haven't done that yet. Just continue to breathe a couple more breaths. And when you're ready, slide your feet flat and just roll off to the side of the body in front of your blocks and rest in fetal position. Feel the earth below. Thank Mother Earth for her support. And then slowly rise up to seated to close our practice. Hands together at the heart center once you get there. And bow your head forward to yourself for being here, for taking time to take care of yourself, body, spirit, and mind. Let's seal this in with an Om. Breathe in. Om. Remember, the light in you and me is the same. Until we meet again, namaste.